let's continue to get some perspective. We bring in a terrific Lady Vols basketball player, played at Tennessee from 2001 to 2005, 4 Final Fours, national championships in 2003 and 2004, all SEC tournament selection as well, and accomplished so much on the high school level as well. Was Miss Basketball in the state of Tennessee, a finalist for that several times, and also Miss Basketball in 2001. Many more accomplishments. Bring in for some perspective on Pat Summitt, Lady Vol Brittany Jackson joining us here on the new Sentinel Sports page. Hey, Brittany, it's Vince and Mike Griffin. Good morning. How you doing, Brittany?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate you doing it. And before we wrap things up, we'll talk about your basketball academy and also the event you're putting together for the Pat Summitt Foundation. We'll do that. But first, I want to get your initial thoughts. What were kind of some of the raw emotions, the initial things that went through your mind when you first heard the news yesterday?
Yeah, it's a very emotional time, even though, we kind of expected it, and it wasn't very unexpected, I guess, but it's still a sad time. And just really reflecting, as a player and the times that I had, with Pat and being a Lady Vol with my teammates, and it's just we know Pat's not going anywhere. She's still going to be involved in this program, but it speaks a lot for her just to go ahead and give this team to Holly, and Coach Warlick has been by her side for 27 years, I think it is. So she's definitely more than qualified to take this team and really lead this team. So it's, it's exciting as well, though, that Pat is still going to be involved with the players and everything. But it's emotional.
Former Lady Vol Brittany Jackson joining us here on the new Sentinel Sports page, Vince Ferrara, along with Mike Griffith. So, Brittany, what are some of the things, the stories when you talk about your time at Tennessee and involving Pat Summitt? A lot of the players have talked about how it goes beyond just the time when you were at Tennessee. But when you were at Tennessee, what were some of the things that stood out that you like to tell some stories about Pat Summitt?
Well, I have definitely a lot of stories. We could go on all day about stories with Pat Summitt, but I had a very special group that I came in with, and actually came in with 5 and ended up graduating with 3, Shira Eli and Lori Moore. And, we went to 4 Final Fours. Not a lot of players can say that. And it was, the experiences that you build with your coaching staff, with Pat and the other coaches, and the relationships you build. I still talk to these girls, and it was just, it was a wonderful 4 years. We traveled all over the country together. And so that's really, like, a time like this is just reflecting back on that, and just you appreciate it a lot more, the things that Pat teaches you and that you can take with you after you graduate. It really makes you appreciate it more. You don't always appreciate it when she's pushing you during the time, the 4 years that I was there, and it's tough. She's very intense. So those things you really appreciate after you graduate and look back on the times that you spent with Pat.
Well, Brittany, talk about that after you graduate. Your experiences, your communication with Pat Summitt. What are some things that stood out in your time after basketball at Tennessee with your relationship with Pat Summitt?
Yeah, that's what's so special about Pat. I mean, she. First off, you have to give her. She graduated 100% graduation rate is unbelievable, and after you graduate, it's just more that you see, like, the personal level that you have with Pat. How much respect you have for her. It's a tough love-hate relationship when you're playing for her. While you're a student athlete there with her, but after you graduate, just how much she helps you and just mentors you, and that personal relationship that. You never. Sometimes it's hard to have that when you're playing. You're a current player, so just to see that how much she helps you in everyday life. And things that I'm doing now. I started a basketball academy in this area. I work with kids from Knoxville to Chattanooga and travel all over the country doing camps, and just being able to tell the kids and show the kids a lot of the things I'm teaching them are things that Pat Summitt taught me, and so just the respect that. Everyone has respect for Pat Summitt all over the country, not just in Tennessee. And so it's, even if you're not a Tennessee fan, I work with kids, and some of the places I go and have camps, they're not, and it's not necessarily Lady Vol territory, but, there's just a level of respect that you have for Pat Summitt and the things that, on the court and off the court.
Brittany, tell everyone real quick about the Brittany Jackson first annual Evening with the Stars with proceeds benefiting the Pat Summitt Foundation.
Yes, I'm very excited about this. It's, Pat, like I mentioned, has given me so much. So be able to give back to her and her foundation. It's actually the first event that has even benefited the Pat Summitt Foundation. So it's May 12th, and it is here in the area that I grew up, the Cleveland, Chattanooga area, and we've got Terrell Owens is coming in to help me host it, and got about 10 other celebrities, a lot of NFL players, Shamika Holtzclaw, some WNBA players, and just we got a silent live auction. It's a red carpet event. All the proceeds are going to the Pat Summitt Foundation. Just sort of, getting the community. I wanted to get back to my community. They followed me, obviously throughout my whole career and professional career. So just to bring these, celebrities in and it benefiting a great cause and giving back to the Pat Summitt Foundation, it's going to be amazing. I'm so excited about it. And if anyone does want to get involved, we've got people coming from Nashville, from Knoxville. They can go to my website and get all that information. It's BrittanyJacksonBball.com, and they can contact me there. And we would love anyone to get involved. It's going to be awesome. So I'm really excited about it.
You should definitely do that. BrittanyJacksonBball.com, more on the Basketball Academy and that event for the Pat Summitt Foundation. And also you can follow Brittany on Twitter. It's BRIT2525 Brit 2525. An excellent follow on Twitter. Brittany, thanks for doing it. We want to get you back on so we can talk a little bit more about your time since Tennessee here real soon. We really appreciate your time and the perspective on Pat Summitt this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Brittany. That is Brittany Jackson joining us here on the new Sentinel Sports page.
The Vols play here. The Sports Animal.